big story over the weekend was the fact that the Cincinnati Zoo had to shoot and kill a 450-pound silverback gorilla because of the fact that a 4-year-old child went through the barrier and fell into a watery area where the gorilla was and was being dragged by it. Right there in the corner, you see the gorilla. You don't see the child yet, but you will in a minute. It's just scary watching him drag the kid as people are screaming as they're watching this, by the way, which further irritated the gorilla and probably led him to continue dragging the kid.
Yeah, now the gorilla's name is Harambe, and now there are groups that are calling themselves Justice for Harambe. There's been other instances where gorillas have actually protected kids that fell into their cage or their surroundings. In this case, he was clearly dragging the kid in the beginning. Now he's not. But obviously, since he's a 4-year-old, the parents were super concerned. Now, of course, one of the questions is, could they have shot him with a tranquilizer dart instead?
So the zoo is saying that that was not an option, considering the fact that the gorilla was agitated and a tranquilizer doesn't work immediately. It takes about 10 minutes to really fully kick in. And so they didn't want to take any risks. And think about it, if they had made that decision and the gorilla had severely injured or killed the 4-year-old, well, the zoo would be facing criticism for that. So
yeah, absolutely.
No matter what they do, they were going to get criticized. And it's a tragedy that this, animal was shot and killed as a result of what happened, but you have to kind of do a cost-benefit analysis in that moment and make a decision immediately, because again, it's a 450-pound animal. It's incredibly strong. It's agitated because you have humans screaming at the top of their lungs. If you watch the video with the sound on, you can hear the child also screaming. He was obviously scared. And so I don't begrudge them for making the decision that they did. If I were in their positions, I would probably make the same decision, because you're talking about a human life that's at danger, right? In fact, Thane Maynard, who is the Cincinnati Zoo's director, says, looking back, we would make the same decision. And he also says the barriers are safe. The barriers exceed any required protocols. The trouble with barriers is that whatever the barrier, some people can get past it. No, the zoo is not negligent. However, there is some indication that after an inspection of the zoo previously or prior to this happening, they found that there wasn't adequate measures taken to ensure that people wouldn't, get past the barriers or fall through them.
Yeah, look, anytime there's an accident, everybody's going to say, no, whoever has either the most money or that was in charge is at fault. So I'm very curious what you guys think. I'm going to tell you what I think in a second as to whether they should have shot the gorilla, okay, obviously with actual bullets and killed him. So I want to do a poll on our app. If you don't have the TYT app yet, it's very easy to get. Go to the App Store, just type in TYT and you'll get it. But we don't do the polls unless we're super genuinely curious which side you guys come out on. Obviously, a lot of people are going apeshit over this.
Yeah.
20 people did a candlelight vigil. People flying in from Houston to attend the vigil.
Yes, more than 250,000 people have signed a change.org petition asking for, or demanding, I should say, for the parents to be held responsible for this. Look, and there's also a lot of judgment being thrown around, right? Like the mother is being blamed for this. We're about to show you a Fox and Friends clip where they're blaming the father for it, even though the father wasn't even there. And what they're doing is looking into his so-called criminal past.
Jesus Christ.
It's disgusting. And so look, I get it. Parents should be very aware of where their kids are, and they should do everything they can to watch over them. But you're dealing with a 4-year-old boy. 4-year-old boys can be rambunctious. Accidents happen. To place all the blame on the parents and demonize them like that, I don't think is the right way to go about it either. Yes, it's a tragedy, but let's just hold on and consider the fact that a lot of parents make a lot of mistakes, because being a parent is incredibly hard.
So I'm going to get to my opinion on that in a second. Let's watch the Fox News clip. And then I'll tell you what I think I would have done under a similar circumstance.
And according to the Daily Mail, the father has a long rap sheet including drugs and kidnapping charges. In 2006, he was sentenced to a year behind bars. And protesters and animal lovers have been standing outside of the zoo calling for the parents to be prosecuted. A Cincinnati police spokesman says no charges are being considered at this moment.
What's your message for the parents? Because people are blaming the parents now. Some saying the parents need to be charged, bringing up the dad's past criminal history, who wasn't even there at the zoo at the time. The mom is in the background. You can hear her yelling if you listen closely, saying, Mama's up here, Mama's here, and someone else is yelling, we're praying for you, Jesus or God be with this child. So you have all that commotion. What's your message for the parents?
It's kind of a wake-up call in the sense that, you could take your child to a home improvement store and say, I'll meet you back here in 20 minutes in the power tool section, and it could probably end disastrously.
Right.
And instead of me being here, someone who's from a home improvement show is here explaining the dangers
100%,
within that.
yeah.
So you've got to watch your children. There's just a million different ways that if you're not watching your child, the child can get into trouble.
Okay, I was wondering when you said, because I hadn't seen the video, why they were going to go after the dad who wasn't even there, right? And I was going to kiddingly say, where are the fathers? They say that about black people all the time, because I didn't realize the kid was black. When I saw the video, it's too far away. I thought it was, honestly, I assumed it was a white kid, right? I'm like, why is Fox News on this? Then they show the picture of the parents, and I'm like, oh, of course. Of course they're going to blame the parents. Now, a lot of people are blaming the mom, but blaming the dad
wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. I mean, that's the incredible thing. They're bringing up his past, which, by the way, he turned his life around. He's now like a productive member of society. He's a good father to his children. But none of that matters, right? It doesn't matter that he wasn't there. It doesn't matter that he turned his life around. We're going to blame the father and bring up his criminal past in order to place the blame on someone else. That's insane.
Because no matter what story happens, black people are at fault, right? And then they say the other side racializes issues. How in the world did this get racial? Okay, anyway, all right, let's get back to reality and not the insane world of Fox News. Look, if I'm the parent on the scene, here's what I asked the zoo to do immediately, okay? And by the way, they reacted in enough time to save the kid, which they should get some credit for, right? I said, can we shoot him with a tranquilizer dart? That would be my first question. And then they would explain to me, he's already disoriented, he's already mad, he's already dragging the kid around, and the tranquilizer dart takes at least 90 seconds, maybe more, to work. And then they would suggest, as they did here, no, we think we should take a live shot, right? It's my 4-year-old. I don't care how he got down there, take the shot, okay?
I mean,
and so look, you want to get angry at me? I hear you, okay? And you want to get angry at the parents or the zoo or whatever? It sucks that the ape was killed. That's terrible that the gorilla was killed. And by the way, the guy who runs the zoo said we're all devastated that this tragic accident resulted in the death of a critically endangered gorilla. We're all sick about it, right? Because hopefully, most of us are caring, decent people who didn't want to see that poor animal get hurt because it wasn't his fault at all, right? But if it's your 4-year-old kid down there, take the shot. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah.
So now if you don't have a 4-year-old kid and you haven't seen a 4-year-old kid climb around in a second while you're not looking, super easy to turn around and go, or maybe you do have one, but you think you're holier than thou. Oh, I will judge you. I will judge all the other parents, right? And I'll judge the zoo and I'll judge everybody else. But, because it wasn't my kid, so what do I care?
So let's talk about that just for a quick second, because I think that it's important. I can't stand the judgment of the parents, right? Because I get it. Parents should watch their kids as closely as possible. But even if you have the best parents that are always on their kids and always watching them every moment, accidents do happen. When I was 2 years old, I fell in a pool. Okay, in our backyard, I fell in the pool in the deep end. Luckily, nothing happened to me because I somehow grabbed onto the edge of the pool until my parents came and rescued me, right? My mom is on me, even as an adult, constantly. I gotta call her every day, gotta tell her where I'm at. My mom is the definition of, a helicopter mother, right? Even given how closely she watched me, that accident happened, okay? Parents make mistakes, accidents happen. It's really difficult to be a parent. It is tragic that this animal had to be shot and killed, but at the same time, everybody take a step back and reflect on your own lives before you're so judgmental about someone else.